We gotta talk about this building block, cookie cutter level design bullshit thing going on. Pokemon Legends ZA came out recently, and it's a very mixed bag as usual. I've been watching Penny Snapcube play it, and her joy, her absolute joy while playing it is a nice opposite to the dozens and dozens and dozens of hours of videos thoroughly hating on it. And I'm in the camp of it's not for me, and there's a lot that I would have wanted them to do differently. But I'm glad that some people are having genuine fun with it. I mean that. That's not the point of this video specifically, but let me get there. ZA seems to be doing a decent amount of things right on the core gameplay department. It has a long fucking tutorial, but when Penny was like running around, getting engrossed in the gameplay loop, I could see where the fun is, for sure. Like, this whole game is in one city, right? But why does the city look like shit? I mean, I know why. It's because the game can barely run on Switch 1, and the last game looked like shit because the Switch could barely even handle that game. Which kind of says to me that maybe you should have tried to make a Switch 1 version of this. Breath of the Wild ran pretty on par with the Switch 1 version on Wii U. So it's not like this is the same situation. There's like a significant downgrade in quality and performance on Switch 1. So like already Pokemon, there's like a burden of making a game that can both run on Switch 1 and also look nice on Switch 2. From what I can tell, this means that a majority of the city looks basic as hell. There's so many buildings that are just rectangles or triangles, and I know buildings like exist everywhere in real life like that, but none of these buildings have any depth or even bump mapping. They feel fake. They feel so flat. Like, greeble that shit up a little bit. Make it look like bricks instead of like brick wallpaper. It makes it hard to feel like people actually live here. To me, you can't even go in most of the buildings anyway. Even the balconies are flat. Like, they're flat against the wall. There's no balcony. I'm gonna guess that there's hardly any complex architecture because the Switch 1 has to load a lot of buildings and load everything at once when you're on the rooftop, so that it means you have to keep it simple. The Switch can't handle all of this if it's also like as complex as a New York City type of thing, right? I'm gonna do my game dev impression now. We want to make this game have a lot of movement like the last Legends game, but making a city will be difficult to keep it running smoothly if it's too complex. All the buildings have to be flat on the sides, so how do we encourage platforming elements? Jumping across rooftops are obvious, but that can only give us so much, and that leaves the streets and alleyways flat and pretty featureless, and we're running behind schedule as it is. Dev thinking noises. Is that a copy of Halo Forge? Copy and paste architecture. A single tile set of stackable and connectable blocks and platforms designed to quickly and very cheaply make platforming structures and obstacle course challenges that a small, separate team can construct and place all over the game world with very little regard for how it all fits together stylistically or logically, which results in large amounts of the world being covered in this hodgepodge of random, contextless, pointless bullshit that at best meets the bare minimum requirements of being a section of level you're intended to navigate with a character. I'm sorry, but I'm getting really fucking tired of seeing this shit. What is this, Pokemon? Is this a construction site? Am I supposed to imagine that it's construction scaffolding? Because it doesn't fucking look like it. It's everywhere. It stands out like a sore thumb. It barely fits into the rest of the game world and it's fucking boring. You can place as many stupid glowing trinkets on it as you want. You can put blue LEDs all over it to make it look sciencey, but joke's on you. I'm immune to that kind of dopamine hit. Y'all killed it with your shiny, pointless fucking collectibles. So all I see here is what I can only assume was a checkmark to hit on a big list of all the ways corporate wants to tickle the little reward centers of your fucking brain. It's funny the way it works to me in practice, because I'm sure a lot of players aren't looking at the game in this kind of way. The formula is simple. You build a jungle gym, and you put a shiny object on it. Suddenly, your common gamer sees only what you tell him to see. There's a goal now. This is fancy science construction stuff with a stupid sciencey explanation, and there's a hit of dopamine there on top. Go get it, scamp. And then you scamper on up there, and you feel accomplished. Because you picked up an item, and the game did like 3 different things to tell you good job on the screen, even though it was super easy to make. It only took like an hour of dev time to construct. It satisfies the brain's happy chemical condition of I did a task, and the game rewarded me for it. This isn't good game design to me, this is cocaine. This game is covered in nicotine and cocaine. It's not just Pokemon ZA, though. The obvious game to point at for this design quirk is Sonic Frontiers, right? Yeah, Sonic Frontiers. Has some nice looking open world maps, but it's not really designed like a Sonic level. It's very natural, right? There's very little in the way of what you'd call intentional level design, and if it's there, it's covered in fucking dash panels, so you can't You can't fuck it up. And yeah, there's fucking floating platforms everywhere. It's explained as some kind of ancient technology, but come on. I'm only willing to accept so much. If Eggman builds it, he's challenging Sonic, so he creates elaborate dungeons and shit to be like, you can't do this, you stupid blue idiot. And I can buy that, because Eggman is fucking nuts. Did the ancient Chaos aliens and Frontiers build all these loop-de-loops and rails for themselves? I'm given no reason to believe. Sage is creating these platforms. I'm given nothing as far as real context at all for them. They're barely fucking acknowledged, if I'm being honest. This applies to the dash panels too, they're everywhere. And they all exist to hide any moments where the controls could fail the player. It's not here to be a part of a world, it's purely to serve a mechanical purpose, and it isn't even bothering to hide it. I think that's what I got the problem with. At least as far as I've seen, Pokemon tries to avoid having any of these build-a-block areas be floating nonsense, at least. They're on the ground, they attach to things. If I were to really use my imagination, I can see part of my brain glossing over and then seeing it as the construction that they want you to see it as. They put a little guy in front of it. Construction guy. Where's your construction? You don't even have a shovel. Sonic Frontiers does not give a shit, though. Now, to be fair, Sonic hasn't given a shit for a while. But it's only gotten super noticeable in the recent years to me. I'm going to point at Sonic Forces now. And then I'm going to point at Shadow Generations. It's egregious in Frontiers, though, because you can't escape it. Even if you want to boost through the desert or the forest and clear your brain as you take the scenery whizzing by, maybe even relaxing for a second. Dash panel. It sends you into a 2D section of what amounts to maybe 2% of a real Sonic level. Every single floating platform section has rings and hearts and medallions and shit all over the place, and it looks again like there was a world map team and a Trackmania level team, but even then that's disrespecting the people that make Trackmania levels. Because at least they think about what their levels look like sometimes. Skate 4! It's got these ugly fucking blue and yellow Fisher-Price blocks. Ooh, oh, sorry, they're orange for Halloween. Ooh. Floating bullshit. Honestly, this one might be worse than the others to me, because a lot of these community parks, as they call them, aren't fun to skate on, to me, in the slightest. Part of the fun of skating is the different architecture you can get creative with. And stuff not necessarily meant for skating can be made to skate on, and I think that's part of the fun. When the architecture I'm supposed to get creative with looks like fucking shit, and all looks the fucking same, and it isn't even designed in a way that gives any sort of flow, like that, don't be miswayed by the half pipes. Half pipes are miserable in this game. I feel like I'm skating around a fucking training stage. I'm in fake land. Everything's fake and stupid here. It's not just the fact that it's ugly as shit. It's not just the fact that it's made to be cheap and easy and quick to produce with no benefit to the player experience. It's not the fact that it's becoming more common to see in games from large studios. It's like the audacity to me. We used to treat our games with respect. If I can go back in time, Prince of Persia, Sands of Time, goes so far out of its way to make every single platforming puzzle look like it naturally fits in the world and to make the world believable. The rooms in this palace used to be walkable areas. These multi-story building places used to house and entertain many people on many floors at once. Balconies are all broken, falling apart. Everything's transformed forever into a place that can no longer provide any source of comfort or home. The camera zooms around each room as you enter it, because the way forward isn't clearly signposted with yellow tape or a quest marker or a bright fucking yellow ladder. I don't know. You're meant to take in your surroundings. Consider the layout and make your way through by figuring out yourself, or by paying attention when you save your game, as the game gives you little hints of the future. But sometimes those lie to you. This is the fun part. Finding your way around these levels is part of the gameplay, and the game is better for it. There are parts that you may get stuck at. This bathhouse took me like a week to figure out when I was a kid. It's extremely well designed, and it's not immediately obvious what you need to do. And that's a good thing. They even contextualize the palace's defense system, as silly as it is. I love this guy who yells at you the entire time you're doing the puzzle.
Make sure you pick them up in the right order! That's it! You've got the first axle! Now, pick up the other three!
Now you could look at stuff like this and nitpick it too, but I think that would be dishonest to the design of the game, and the work it took to make such complex platforming areas that look good still. Yeah, a contraption this ridiculous wouldn't be designed like this anywhere but in a video game, but it hardly feels out of place in the context of the greater narrative and the world. This palace is grand in such a way that it feels like it's out of a fairy tale, or from a story told to an Arabian prince before he sleeps. You know, in context of the game, the prince is telling this story also, and he may be even embellishing some details. Who knows? You see how it can be up to interpretation? How it's super easy for me to find ways that these violent fucking buzzsaws on the walls could narratively fit in, even against a theoretical hyper-criticism. Now let's go look at Pokemon again. Do you see what I mean? There's no attempt at making these platforms fit into the world around them. There's no effort to put like construction equipment or even, okay, you know how the sides of buildings look when there's a company like Lowe's putting up new walls on the outside? A single texture would go a long way there if they put it behind the scaffolding, but I guess there was no time for that. We had to make sure we had the Mega Pikachu and Raichu Y or whatever the fuck. We gotta make sure it's ready like day of release for $30 extra. And this is what that money is paying for you to cut corners? For a world that doesn't connect with the way you interact with it? Oh, but you made sure to include the anti-homeless benches. Right. Shit like I like the way that CEO thinks. Shut the fuck up, man. Come on. Have we broken down game design and gambling philosophies to such a basic level that this is enough to satisfy people? Wouldn't it be cooler and more immersive if there were some actual buildings under construction? I'm getting off track again, but the city doesn't feel real to me. Skate 4's city doesn't feel real to me. Sonic Frontiers' world doesn't feel real to me. You're sacrificing not only the integrity of the game, but also the integrity of the players when you're trying to hawk this shit at. You put this in front of me and expect me to clap? Are my pupils supposed to dilate? My mouth salivate? My dick get hard over the idea of a check mark? Of a little prize to collect? If I get up here? Like, wow, that was so great. That was so challenging. You really put a lot of thought into that one. I mentioned Halo 4, but that's just because of the visual similarities. It has the same effect, though. No matter what you do, a single tile set of easy-to-combine blocks and rectangles doesn't really inspire much in people. Every map looks the same. I'm hoping this is something people can vocally dislike more. I would have been much more positive on these games if it wasn't obvious that there was effort put into not putting effort in. It's a workaround that only benefits the workflow. It makes the game easier to make, but you lose so much. You lose level design that feels like part of the world. You lose a player's attention as you shift your design towards basic color and pattern recognition instead of a world the player's supposed to believe in and take in. Skate 4's community parks make the world feel more fake than it already feels, and it feels pretty fucking fake already. The city feels dead despite being populated. The world feels static despite a development cycle that promises changes all the time. It feels like a purgatory. A fake place designed to make your brain happy by activating the chemicals. Check marks all over the place. So many check marks to earn. Endless challenges to complete where you collect floating shiny objects and doing exactly what the game tells you. A never-ending collection of good job stickers that they put over your eyes first. Endless promises and infinite fun. Please play our game forever. Please get addicted as fast as possible. Please always buy our products through brand loyalty and worship. You should be lucky to even have a game at all. Like, I'm sick of it. I play these games for more than just completing a quest list. I'm not impressed by how many shiny objects they put everywhere. I'm not swayed by the amount of content available. I'm getting fucking sick of it. How much did you care about this game when you were making it? How much consideration was there for how all these elements fit together? Is this something actually worth a premium price, or did you just think your farts smell good? I'm glad you're having fun with these games, people. I'm really glad everyone's having fun. And I don't want to spoil anyone's fun necessarily, but even when you're having fun, that fun doesn't override how the design objectively affects the game and how it feels. It feels like they want the excuse to be like, well, we couldn't put anything else here, so this is what we had time to make, as if these aren't the products of companies that have already made more money than any of them should ever need. They just hire more people, create a game for one system as opposed to two, maybe make some better decisions as a company. These Fisher Price blocks are simply an indication of a much larger problem to me. And it's a problem that stems from a dedicated shift in priorities. A desperate clawing at your chest to rip the blood out and turn it into fuel for their machine. Products made to get you addicted as the number one priority. Loot boxes to hit the gambling itch. Microtransactions for fake money so you get the thrill of spending money twice. Each way you interact with the game is tied to a mission or a quest, an icon on your map, an achievement, a currency, a level up system, a loot system, or some time-limited event, all designed to create a constant stream of good feelings while you play, and bad ones like FOMO when you aren't playing because there's stuff happening while you're not playing. You better keep playing. Drug dealers dealing video games designed to be consumed like drugs. Watching over your every statistic and stretching your level of acceptance farther and farther until you're no longer bothered by how much your veins are popping out from a constant overdose. We encourage or even require an internet connection so we can track how you're playing and how we can target you if you aren't spending enough money. If we see people putting the game down, we have a 10-year plan for that. We're proud to say we're purposely segmenting portions of the game for later development to continually reel people back into the LED-lined heroin pit. It used to be a casino, but we found that people spent more money if we just injected heroin into their veins. But then that took too long to dish out the heroin individually, so we dug a pit and we threw all the syringes in there. $100, you can dive in and just go to town in there, man. You can jab as many of those fucking things in your arm as you want. Bro. No, it's sick, bro. $100, have fun. And hey, maybe if you're enjoying it, maybe talk about how sick it was, like online. Good man, make sure to use that hashtag so they know who sent you. Hey, what's that? Most of those are empty, you say? Most of those syringes are empty? Nah. See, we planned to have all those full, yeah, but we thought that it was just so fun. Inherently, the idea of a big old heroin pit, that we just had to make it as soon as possible. And hey, I promise, cross my heart, and like hope to die, I'm gonna get more heroin. When I'm back, I'm just gonna dump all that shit on top of you. It's gonna be fucking sick, bro. It's gonna be fucking awesome. It's gonna be like heaven, bro. Just sit right there. I'll be right back.